Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Podcast. Today is Thursday, July 11th, 2019. Today I'm going to recap last night's ESPY Awards, recap yesterday's Wimbledon, and also today's that have gone final so far. Look ahead to today's remaining and tomorrow's for both the men's and the women's. The Summer League. Baseball returns tonight, and my best bet of the day. All right, we're going to start with the ESPYs. I'm just going to go through the winners of all the big awards. Best team, no doubt about it. I forgot to predict this on the podcast yesterday, but it ended up being the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team. That was obviously a recency bias pick, voted by the fans. They deserve it. They've been on such an incredible run, back-to-back titles, went undefeated in both runs. They're just the talk of sports right now, pretty much, in terms of teams that are on good runs like them, and they deserve it, although they would have been my pick, but I wouldn't have been surprised if the Boston Red Sox had won because they had the best regular season in their franchise's history. They had the best record in baseball, and they also won the World Series, so you could argue that the Red Sox, coming off their best season in franchise history, probably should have won the award. And the Patriots were the 2 seed this past year, although they won the Super Bowl. So I really think that best team should be going to a team that either had the best record in their sport and won the championship, or what the U.S. Women's National Team did is go undefeated in their group play and win the title. That's impressive too, and that's why they deserved it, in my opinion. The Raptors would have been an interesting pick because they were the 2 seed, and then it really took them a Kawhi buzzer beater and coming back from 2-0 down to win that championship. I'm talking about 2-0 down to the Bucks, but the reason why I think they weren't chosen is because there's going to be an asterisk by that title by a lot of people because of the Warriors' injuries. And the St. Louis Blues were so bad in January. They won Best Comeback, which is deserving. But Best Team, to me, I talked about it. You have to be the best team all along, like the Red Sox were. So that's why you could have made a case for them. And the other argument was the U.S. Women's National Team, who obviously won the award. And then Clemson football was up for it too. But I believe they had a loss at some point last year. I don't remember exactly when. But they had a case for it as well. Virginia could have been the pick for best comeback team because they obviously were mocked for losing to the 16th seed last year as the number 1 overall seed. And then they come back and win the championship the next year. So best comeback, you had a case for Virginia basketball men's, but obviously the St. Louis Blues were the deserving winners of that, from going from worst to Stanley Cup champions in less than a 6-month span. Other award winners, best male athlete, Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Bucks. That's good for him. I thought that Brooks Koepka or Patrick Mahomes was going to win this award, but good for Giannis. Best female athlete, Alex Morgan of the U.S. Women's National Team and the Orlando Pride. That's deserving considering that the run that they're coming off of, again, that's recency bias. Best breakthrough athlete went to Saquon Barkley of the New York Giants. Not surprised by this selection. I just thought that it was going to be Christian Yelich because he won the National League MVP and led his team to the playoffs, and I thought that would have mattered a little bit. But obviously a lot of Giants fans and Penn State fans were voting for Saquon Barkley, and that I get that. Saquon had a great rookie year, and he's going to be in Canton someday, hopefully. And then best game, Rams-Chiefs, Monday Night Football, 54-51. That was an easy pick, I thought. Best play, Caitlin Ohashi scoring the perfect 10 in gymnastics floor exercises. I thought that was going to go to Kawhi Leonard for that buzzer beater, but obviously it did not. Best college athlete, no doubt about it, was Zion Williamson. Best record-breaking performance, Drew Brees surpassing Peyton Manning with the passing yard record. I thought that was going to be the Sabrina Ionescu scoring her 13th triple-double in her college career, but good for Drew Brees. Like I said, a lot of these had multiple deserving winners. But the one I thought got robbed the most was Kawhi Leonard of Best Play, because that was really a key part of their championship run. And that's really it in terms of the big awards that were presented in terms of fan voting. The Arthur Ashe Award for Courage went to Bill Russell. Kobe Bryant presented that to him. That was really cool. Best Coach, Jim Calhoun. His story was incredible. The Jimmy V Award went to Rob Mendez, who is a head coach of a football team out in the San Jose area in California, who lost his arms and his legs, and he presented a very memorable speech. And then the Pat Tillman Award for Service, Christy Ennis, whose leg was amputated. She was a former veteran, and her speech was wonderful as well. All right, Wimbledon. We're going to start actually with the women's, because one match just went final. You had Simona Halep defeating Elena Svitolina in 2 sets in the semifinals as Simona Halep advances to the final. 10 o'clock ESPN coming up, Serena Williams against Barbora Strykova. I'm going to take Serena here to win and advance. The final will take place on Saturday. Men's. Yesterday, Novak Djokovic over Daniel Goffin in 3 sets. And Roberto Bautista Agut over Guido Pella in 4 sets. Roger Federer over Kei Nishioka in 4 sets. Rafael Nadal over Sam Querrey in 3 sets. Semifinals, Novak Djokovic against Roberto Bautista Agut. I'm going to go with Djokovic here. And then the expected semifinal of Rafael Nadal against Roger Federer. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to take Federer here to win in advance, so you can have the chalk final of Djokovic against Federer. That would take place on Sunday. Now I'm going to talk about the Summer League, go over results from last night, look ahead to tomorrow. Pistons over the 76ers, 96-81. Jalen Jones had 12 for Philly. Matt Costello had 18 for Detroit. Mavs over Croatia, 79-71. Shane Whittington had 19 for Dallas, and Roko Rogic had 15 for Croatia. Bulls over the Hornets, 75-72. Daniel Gafford had 20 for the Bulls, and Isaiah Hicks had 15 for Charlotte. Nets over the Magic, 93-85. Zanon Musa had 20 for Brooklyn. Jeremiah Hill had 21 for Orlando. Timberwolves over the Heat, 90-87. Jordan McLaughlin had 17 for Minnesota. Kendrick Nunn had 28 for Miami. Pelicans over the Cavs, 99-78. Nickeil Alexander-Walker had 26 for New Orleans. Naz Matulong had 19 for Cleveland. Suns over the Spurs, 79-78. Jalen Lecque had 14 for Phoenix. Quindary Weatherspoon had 19 for the Spurs. Knicks over the Lakers, 117-96. Kevin Knox had 25 for the Knicks. Zach Norvell Jr. had 20 for the Lakers. R.J. Barrett with another solid game with 21 and 10 for New York as well. Bucks over China, 84-67. Jock Landale had 23 for Milwaukee, and Zuki had 14 for China. Warriors over the Nuggets, 73-69. Jacob Evans had 17 for Golden State, and Jared Vanderbilt had 20 for Denver. Today's games, Raptors Pacers, 6 o'clock ESPN 3, 6:30 ESPN 2, Hawks Wizards, 8 o'clock ESPN 3, Trailblazers Thunder, 8:30 ESPN U, Jazz Rockets, 10 o'clock ESPN 3, Kings Clippers, 10:30 ESPN 2, Celtics Grizzlies. And the consolation games begin tomorrow, and then the playoffs begin Saturday. Alright, baseball returns tonight. You have one game, 8 o'clock ESPN, Astros Rangers. Rangers have been a pleasant surprise in the American League this year. The Astros are obviously one of the best teams in the league, if not the best team, although they do not have the best record in the AL. The Yankees do. This is going to be an interesting game. Big test for the Texas Rangers. You have Framber Valdez against Lance Lynn going. I'm going to take Texas at home here. Valdez hasn't really been that impressive. Meanwhile, Lance Lynn has been wonderful for the Rangers this year and a very pleasant surprise. So I'm going to go with the Texas Rangers here at home. And then the rest of the games will kick off tomorrow. All right, best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. I'm going to go through the Wimbledon, the Summer League, and maybe I'll put the baseball game on there too, depending how it shakes out. I'm going to go with Djokovic and Nadal. Actually, Nadal's favored. My bad, I took Federer. And I'm going to go to the Summer League. I'm going to take Toronto. Their Summer League team's been pretty good. Sacramento's Summer League team has been solid. And I am going to go with the Texas Rangers as well. And that will total out to plus 926, wagering $1 payout of $10.26. That's it for the podcast today. I'll be back tomorrow morning recapping the men's Wimbledon matches, which they'll probably be still going on. Nadal's actually favored over Federer, but I'm taking Federer as a slim underdog here. We'll recap what's gone on in the men's side during their two matches, and obviously go over the women's side as well. Pick the two finals. Baseball, look ahead to Friday's schedule, Summer League, and anything else that happens in the world of sports, as well as Best Bet. Keep an eye out tonight. I have 3 guests on. We're going to talk about the off-season in the NBA and in NHL and baseball as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everybody.